Hi, I'm Jonathan Fields. Tune into my podcast for conversations about the sweet spot between work, meaning, and joy, and also listen to other people's questions about how to get the most out of that thing we call work. Check out Sparked wherever you enjoy podcasts.
From LinkedIn News, I'm Jessie Hempel, host of the Hello Monday podcast. Start your week with the Hello Monday podcast. We'll navigate career pivots. We'll learn where happiness fits in. Listen to Hello Monday with me, Jessie Hempel, on the LinkedIn Podcast Network or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Negotiate Anything. Negotiate Anything is produced by the American Negotiation Institute, and with over 3 million downloads and listeners in over 180 countries, listeners just like you have made it the #1 negotiation podcast in the world. I'm Kwame Christian, and I'm the director of the American Negotiation Institute. We're growing, and I want to introduce you to our new team members and new trainers. This will give you new and diverse perspectives on negotiation and conflict resolution. And that's why Shane Martin, our head of sales and partnerships, is going to serve as co-host of the show from time to time. We're excited to continue to provide you with the best content that will help to make your difficult conversations easier, both at work and at home. Lastly, our team conducts negotiation and conflict resolution trainings in the United States and abroad. Our trainings will give you the practical skills you need to resolve conflict, negotiate, lead, and persuade with confidence. Click the link in the description below to learn more about how we can make your difficult conversations easier. Shane, welcome to your own show, my co-host and head of sales at ANI. Thank you for joining us today, my friend.
Hey, Kwame, it's great to be here, and thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you. And you, in this holiday season, you are coming with a gift. You have the gift of exciting news. Can you share it with the audience?
Absolutely. Because of the tremendous work that the entire American Negotiation Institute team, including our customers, our friends, our family, we are excited to announce that our sales team is growing and we have multiple open positions.
That's right, peeps. We are growing. It's really exciting. And so Shane is saying it very nicely, but I'll be a little bit more blunt. Shane is growing his army. He is growing his army. And so, Shane, can you kind of outline your vision for your team and really what the role is and what they'll be doing?
The vision for the sales team at American Negotiation Institute is to create a world-class sales team. And what that means is creating a team of people who are working together, rowing the boat in the same direction, who are striving to not only better themselves, but ultimately grow the overall company revenue to heights that we just have never reached before. So if you're a salesperson and you might be interested in looking or seeing what's available in the market, this episode's for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so everybody, I'm going to have to be a little bit arrogant on behalf of my friend Shane here, right? Because Shane's a nice guy. He's a humble guy. But let me walk you through what happened. So Shane started this year full-time in April. And so last year, 2020, that was our best year ever. We doubled our revenue in 2020. Despite the pandemic and everything, we grew, and I was really excited. And so Shane came in very ambitiously. He negotiated his way onto the team, and he said, listen, you did very well, but you can do even better. And he showed me some numbers. I was like, well, that seems really ambitious, but okay, if you think you can do it. And so, like I said, last year, we doubled. And this year, Shane tripled us. And who knows? There's still a week left. It might be quadruple if one of those last deals goes through.
Yeah, we're going to quadruple.
I love it. I love it. And so really what we've been seeing in what we do is exponential growth. And that's exciting. And we want a team of really ambitious hustlers and sellers who can come in and continue that exponential growth. And so Shane, from your perspective, what do you think are the things that have been driving that kind of growth for ANI?
I mean, there's so many different things that are driving the growth for ANI, specifically in 2021. I think the first and foremost biggest driver of what we do is because of the people who are ultimately driving and piloting the ship. The team here is incredible. The team here is ambitious. The team here has a ton of faith in what we're doing, and they believe in the mission of making difficult conversations easier. So if I had to boil it down to one specific thing that's driving our growth, it's a relentless team that has just an infinite amount of passion to change people's lives. And that's exactly what's happening at American Negotiation Institute.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's the thing. Everybody's bought in on that mission and we take it seriously. I don't see it as a goal per se. I see it more as a mandate. It's our responsibility to share this message with the world as far and as wide as we can. We do that with the podcast, our YouTube, Forbes, our LinkedIn Learning content and all that stuff. But even now more than ever, we're doing it through sales. That's an integral part of our strategy. And so, Shane, when you think about your vision and where these specific new team members fit into that vision, what do you see them doing day to day, and how can they help to promote what we do?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what we see them doing day to day under the title of account executive, the title will be account executive of the new hires that we bring onto the sales team. And what their day to day looks like is three main things. One, first and foremost, servicing our current clients who are coming inbound to us and selling them essentially the best package for them. Two, it consists of a ton of emailing, calling, LinkedIn outreach to ultimately set meetings that will eventually drive revenue for the team. And then the third and arguably the most important thing that the new folks will be doing on the team is having a great time. In sales, you have to have fun. And you have to create your fun because you know that you're dealing with so much rejection. So that's something that we prioritize here, is not only essentially focusing on driving revenue and growing and blitz scaling as fast as we can, but ultimately, if we're not having fun and enjoying what we're doing, then all of a sudden the numbers become less relevant. And so I know that if we focus on that, then the revenue and all the things will fall into place. And so a question that I had for you, Kwame, as the founder, the CEO, the managing director of A&I, is the job market is hot right now. The job market is hot. So if someone asked you, what are the main reasons they should join A&I, what would you say?
Well, let's start off with some practical considerations. I think one practical consideration that people are often worried about, or it's top of mind, is compensation. We have a really competitive compensation packet. And Shane, as the head of sales, where are you planning on capping commissions? Where are you planning on doing that?
There's no cap. The commissions are completely uncapped. You can make as much money as you want here.
Exactly. I think that's a major selling point. And one of the things that has been really impressive about you is your really unique selling strategy. Of course, we're not going to give away the farm and show our secrets here to the world. But I mean, what you've been able to create in such a short period of time is insane. Because like I said, you tripled revenue in less than a year. And we're just going to continue to hone those skills. So yes, uncapped compensation based on commissions, that's a big selling point. The other thing, like Shane said, the way that I see it, there are two things at A&I that are non-negotiable: winning and having fun. Those two things are non-negotiable. What's the point of having a job where you spend the majority of your waking hours if you're not having fun and enjoying yourself and enjoying the people that you work with, right? So we prioritize servicing the clients, doing great work, and growing and expanding. But of course, we have to do it while having fun, catering to everybody's needs and being flexible to meet those needs. And I think the last thing is that, like Shane said, we're really passionate about what we do. The people on our team are moved to tears regularly based on the people that we help, And I know I'm the biggest culprit. Kwame's crying again. I'm sorry. I like to help people, and I like to know that what we do really helps people. Scott Tillema, if he's listening to this, he made me cry on the podcast. I'm like, come on, man. Not everybody needs to know how much I care, but I do care, and everybody does on our team. And so it's not just selling to make money and just for the sake of making money. I think about every single dollar that we make as a an expression of gratitude, right? Because we've earned that based on the value that we've provided. People's lives change because of what we do. So that's what really, for me, that's really what makes what we do really special. It's fun, we're energized, and we're really making a difference.
Absolutely. And for the salespeople who are listening now, who might be considering applying, it's important to know that our approach to sales is that you are not your number. You are not your number. A lot of times in sales positions, salespeople equate their worth to the amount of money that they sold in their job. And that is just not true. And that's a very, very dangerous place to be in, because life happens and things happen. But I know that when we focus on equipping you not only to achieve your goals as it relates to your quota and your revenue at A&I, but also your goals outside of work, what's important to you in the next couple of years, that's where we want to focus. And in all the interviews that we're doing for these roles, we start with learning about what's most important to you outside of work, because we want to make sure that that is aligned with what you can ultimately accomplish at work. And it's not work before life, it's life before work, because we know that when life is in order and your mental health is in check and your relationships are strong, that it's going to show in your work. And when it shows in your work, then revenue, the numbers are just, there really is nothing, there's no trajectory that can stop you. There really is no limit to what you can do. And we prove that as a team here today and this year at A&I.
Absolutely. And now, of course, we might be tempted to make it all unicorns and rainbows and everything right now. But let's get a bit real here. When we think about the things that we've done well this year, that's really nice. But what are some things that you think we could have done better, that we're going to do better next year?
Yeah, I'm happy that you asked what are some areas that we can improve, because that is so key. And one of the biggest areas I believe that we need to improve in as a sales team is we need systems and structure in place. As a one of the fastest growing negotiation firms in the world, we know that we need structure for follow-up. We know that we need email cadences set up for current clients, for potential clients. So what is key in the next coming years is really putting in processes and putting in things in place to support the reps who are using Salesforce, who are using Mixmax, who are using all the top technology that we have here for the sales team. We want to make sure that we're giving them processes and giving them some sort of path to success. So that's something that I will be prioritizing heavily to ensure that ultimately the team here is equipped for just not only to pass their goals, but to pass their stretch goals, to stretch themselves and push themselves to new limits, to tap into something new. And that is just so much more greater than any revenue you can make. And so I would flip that question back to you, Kwame, as the person leading this entire institute, is what gaps do you see in 2022 that need to be filled most?
Does your company invest in professional development training? If you believe that your team would benefit from a negotiation workshop, all you need to do is go to our website, fill out the workshop request form, and then we'll set up a time to chat. These workshops are completely customizable, and we've done them all around the country. Negotiation and conflict resolution skills are beneficial across all professions, but they're especially useful in procurement, purchasing, sales, sourcing, and contract management. Our calendar is filling up quickly, and we even have some workshops scheduled for next year. If you think you might want one, I'd suggest reaching out soon so you don't miss out. Check out the link in the description to learn more. And now, back to the show.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/marketer. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, and before I answer that, let me say this too. I want to take a step and acknowledge this. This last year, your first year here, has been really a lot of experimentation. We've been experimenting with different markets, marketing, different tools, different software, all of these different things. We've been experimenting a lot, and really, it's just, and you tell me what you think here. I think it's really in the last 3 or so months that we started to figure out, wait a second, now we're seeing where we're consistently getting gold. And that's exciting. Because now in 2022, we're going in with so much more focus, right? And so we're going to be doubling down on these strategies. And so if you were able to triple ANI this year, where you were experimenting most of the time, I'm really excited to see what you will be able to do next year with an idea of what works consistently. And now a focus on what you said, putting these systems and structures into place, because we've been insanely successful without them thus far. And then to your question, what I would say is this. I think one of the biggest things is my self-limiting beliefs. I think those slowed us down. And I appreciate you constantly pushing me, Give me a team, give me the keys to the car. Come on, let's go. We can do this. And I'm realizing more and more that we will grow at the rate of our ambition. And I am feeling very, 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 very ambitious, Shane. Very ambitious. And thanks to you, now we have the liquidity to invest in different things, invest in a lot more in marketing, invest in more team members and everything like that. So 2022 is going to be scary good. I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be scary good. It's going to be scary difficult too, but for all the right reasons. If you're a salesperson who is comfortable with just hitting your number, then this certainly, respectfully, isn't really the place to be. But if you're a salesperson who wants to grow, to be in some of the best negotiation training in the world, to actually be there, listening, hearing clients, hearing the 9 trainers we have on staff deliver training, then this is the role for you, because hitting your number is great, and the expectation is to do that. But my role here is to not only help you hit your number, but I want you to double your number. I want you to triple your number. And I believe the salespeople that we bring on to A&I will do just that. And so I want to hear, I would love to hear your perspective on those limiting beliefs that we're all overcoming. We all have limiting beliefs. I have them too. But what are some things that you'll see A&I do next year as it relates to revenue that you're hoping to see A&I do next year that maybe we weren't able to do this past year?
Yeah, it takes money to make money, right? And what happened this year is that even though we had money, I wasn't willing to spend it as much as I should have. And it's, you know how if you have a grandparent who's like a child of the Depression, how they don't spend money. For me, being a business owner in COVID, I got scared. And you know what's funny is that even though at the beginning of 2020, when things shut down, you know, there was that month or those few months where revenue slowed down to a crawl. Nobody knew what was happening. And when there's a global pandemic, people aren't saying, you know what we need right now? Negotiation training. People aren't saying that. But then again, I have to follow what the market is saying. Yeah, we had that slowdown, but at the last half of the year, we blew it out of the water and we doubled our revenue from the previous year in the middle of a pandemic when other firms were slowing down or shutting down, right? So that's a sign. But there was always that thing in the back of my head saying, Kwame, just save, keep saving. But, you know, I'm over that. I'm over that. And it's time to be aggressive. I have supreme confidence in the team that we've put in place to make this happen. And so the thing is, I have to do a better job of relying on my team and giving them the bandwidth to do what they do. And I think that's what's really exciting because, I mean, think about the impact that you've had when it comes to the autonomy, for strategic autonomy and autonomy to do things the way that you want. We're really open because we're doing things in a completely different way. We're not trying to replicate what other negotiation consultancies have done in the past. We're strategically distinct, and we are because we're constantly learning and experimenting. And once we figure out what works, we double down, triple down, quadruple down, and that's what 2022 is going to be all about.
Absolutely, 1,000% on the money. You're 100% right. And a question that we get asked a lot from our customers is, what makes you different from the other training firms out there, the other folks who are focusing on negotiation and DEI consulting? And so based on the answers to those questions and based on the customers, we're evolving. And autonomy is so key to making sure that we can evolve, that we can stay innovative, that way we can be agile as a revenue function of A&I. And so tossing it back to you, when you think about innovation the next couple of years at A&I, from a sales-related perspective, what sort of innovations do you see happening within A&I and its revenue that would, maybe be interesting for a salesperson to be involved in?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm confident enough to call my shots. I want to turn A&I into $100 million company, $100 million in revenue annually. And yes, we could do that through training. I think that's possible. But I think the real play is tech. The real play is tech. And I know you and I have had a lot of private conversations about what potential tech opportunities are out there, and we're in talks with a company right now to do something massive, to do something really massive. And the exciting thing is, number one, it's going to help a lot of people. When we scale and grow, if we're able to grow with tech, then we can be in more places without having to be in more places. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when you think about the infinite scalability of tech from a perspective of a salesperson, now they're not limited by the operational structures that are the realities of the way that we deliver services, right? We have to get our trainers in the right place. We have to sync our calendars with our clients and all those things. It's slower, but tech is instant. And so by the end of early in 2022, we're going to have a beta for sure, but there will be a massive tech play in the next 6 to 18 months that will really revolutionize the industry and our company.
All right, stay tuned. That was I didn't know you were going to say that for the audience. So this, if they're listening, this is a sneak peek.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. But I'm feeling good, Shane. I'm feeling really good.
You should be feeling good. I think when you think back to when you started A&I years ago, could you ever imagine that this would be happening, that this is how it would have all happened? I mean, what did you see when you first started A&I?
When I started, I thought we'd be at the end of my career. I thought we could get to 5 million. That's what I thought. I thought 5 million, we could probably do that. I thought that was realistic. And now I think we could get to 5 million next year, playing very, very conservatively. Very conservatively. And the thing is, when we think about the exponential growth that comes with tech, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And there are very few players in this industry that are thinking about how they can essentially cross over. Because most of the time, it's like, okay, I'm a negotiation expert exclusively. I'm a conflict resolution expert exclusively. I'm in diversity, equity, and inclusion exclusively. Or I have some other separate tech product. But for us, the way that we see it, we do all of those things. We do it really well. And we're going to transition into tech to really amplify our impact globally. And so I think it's this outside of the box thinking and willingness to take big risks that's going to put us ahead of the game, because there's the only way that we can grow is if we are willing to take these massive types of risks. And that's what we're willing to do.
And our biggest competition is really, I believe, ourselves. And it's the same thing for a sales rep too. You're not necessarily always going head to head, although you are with the competition. A lot of times it's you against you. How many calls can you make? How many emails can you make? How many messages can you get out? How many proposals can you get sent? within a specific day. And so thinking about the innovation happening, the tech that you're mentioning, thinking about just the opportunities in general in this space and at A&I specifically, easily, if you're a salesperson in Columbus and you are maybe like frustrated in your current role or you don't have a manager supporting you, it's definitely worth exploring and having a conversation with the sales team here at American Negotiation Institute, because we will give you the opportunity to make six figures, and we will give you the opportunity to grow. We'll give you the opportunity to have the keys to your own car. We want to equip you and then get out of the way, because we believe in you and we trust in you, and we know that you're going to do excellent work. And so we are just so beyond thrilled to be able to share that we are hiring in this capacity. And I hope that you hearing a little bit about Kwame's vision, I thought he was going to say $1 billion, but he said 100 million. So maybe we need to step up those limiting beliefs. No, I'm just kidding. But, in all seriousness, what $100 million really means to me and to the rest of the whole team here is that we're helping more people. And that's what it's all about, because I believe at the end of the day, as a salesperson, as a business owner like yourself, Kwame, the money is important and gives us fuel to keep going. But really, what really is going to be memorable are the notes that we get every single day that our trainings changed their life, that our trainings helped them make $50,000 more on their salary negotiation, for example. I mean, we get those messages all the time, and I know you keep those messages close to your heart, and all of us do here at A&I. So as much as it is important to drive revenue, and we will do that, and we are doing that, what's more important is the people who we can reach, and that revenue is just fuel to do that. And so if that excites you, then definitely send me an email, connect with me on LinkedIn, Shane Ray Martin, and we would love to have a conversation with you. And so I'll turn it back to you, Kwame, for anything you want to add to that.
Everybody, if you didn't know, Shane is a licensed pilot, and I would say he landed the plane perfectly there. I can't add to anything to that, my friend. Listeners, reach out. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we hear from you soon. Congratulations! You've just joined an elite club. By listening to a full episode, you're now officially on the Negotiate Anything team. So welcome aboard. What most team members do is they subscribe to the podcast because that allows them to automatically get the latest episodes of the show. The best things in life lie on the other side of difficult conversations. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep getting better. Your relationships will improve, your career will soar, and you'll have the confidence you need to get the most out of these crucial conversations. Again, thank you for joining the team. We're excited to have you, and I will see you in the next episode. I'll catch you later.